Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well. Listen, and I saw this in the comment sections. You thought I forgot, but I didn't. And someone's like, "Hey, I want to know your opinion on what do you think about the rent freeze in New York by Mayor Mandami." Listen, congratulations, okay, to those individuals, where there will not be a rent increase for the next 1 or 2 years. So that I think is good for the people. But let's also speak reality. This right here, I think is a good measure. I'm really surprised that it went through. I think it's a good measure that will basically prevent some people from being homeless. Because trust and believe. People say, "Oh, I can't afford the rent increase." And then when they go someplace else, you're forgetting. Well, they're not forgetting. You then realize you can't afford the rent increase. It's everywhere. Rent is just not affordable in the country. Another sign of what I call the civilized silent purge. Just can't afford to just live. Not to be lavish, but just Americans can afford to live. So then you look at it. Okay, try and move. Well, the rent there is expensive also. Then you have to pay what? Make sure you got to pass the credit check. How many people's lives, their careers or jobs have been up and they've been fired? How many are working, trying to work multiple gigs or a job and a gig, let alone looking for work? So then, besides qualifying, you got to have what? Deposit first in 2 months. In this economy, you think most people have that? So yeah, this right here, it'll prevent a lot of people, New Yorkers, um, from being evicted. And I will tell you this, time goes by so very, very fast. For individuals who are able, well, this will benefit them. Again, congratulations. Use your time and money wisely. Because one thing about people being in business and myself being a business owner, former business owner, one thing I can tell you, there's always planning, strategic planning involved. Not sometimes, no, all the time. And so, in doing so, I think it's very important to realize a lot of landlords, some are going to be hurting, maybe doing, some of it could be greed. It's a mixture of things. There's going to be some greed for some, you're darn skippy. And then you're going to have some, maybe small landlords who may be hurting because inflation, taxes, insurance. You understand? But know this for sure. Again, just my opinion. Use your time wisely. And what I mean by that, not just sitting up saying, "Hey, whew, a relief, I'm safe for now." If this would be the time, if you can come up with any kind of extra means of increasing your income, a second gig, a second job, a side hustle, I would say do it right now. Okay. Why? You need to get that cushion started ASAP because time goes by so fast. 1 year, it'll go by so fast. 2 years so fast. And trust and believe, I would not put it past those landlords who are being subjected to this right here, be it, for the bottom line, more profitability, trying to keep themselves afloat or greed, whatever it may be. I would not put it past those landlords that when this time is up, again, time goes by very fast, when this time is up, to go ahead and shoot that rent up to try to make up for lost profits or their increased overhead or both. I am telling you, if it's at all possible, try and get a way to get a cushion together because 1 or 2 years, if you think that they're not going to forget that this happened, they're running a business, life is hard, people don't care about you and your family. You can be 8, 9 years old on the street, they will literally walk over you. Oh, that's sad, and keep it moving. So I think on the flip side of it, I think when the time is past, the 1 or 2 years where they're not facing any rent increases, I think when it's time to renew, that is going to be the time, in my opinion, when a lot of landlords are going to come up with the boom. You're going to look up and get that renewal and like, what's this? Are they selling Central Park? What's this? Where's this number coming from? I'm not trying to buy a brownstone. I really do think on the flip side, Like I said, it helps now, but on the flip side, don't be surprised if the landlords, when the 1 and 2 years is up, they will go ahead and try to make up for lost revenue. That's my opinion. And they are going to increase the rent astronomically to make up for what they couldn't increase it before. And when that happens, the mayor's made good on this promise. When that happens, guess what? A lot of people are gonna be stuck. And then back in the shape again. Oh my goodness, it's 1 or 2 years later and I can't afford this rent. So yes, it is a sigh of relief. It'll prevent some people from being homeless, but down the line, do not even get it twisted. With the rent freeze, those landlords, I will not put it past them to go ahead and try to increase it. Increase the rent astronomically to make up. And then if you can't afford it, you already know what's going to happen. So now is the time to really try to buckle down. 1 or 2 years, try to save some type of funding if you can. I know it's hard, but if you can, that is what I would think about that, because those landlords, people don't forget, and it's all about money. We live in a capitalist society. So yeah, it's a good relief. We have to always think ahead. So for seniors, I don't know how that's going to play out, but yeah, I would tell anybody this here, congratulations. No rent increases for what, the next 1 or 2 years. That's great. But when that time is up, do not be surprised at the sticker shock. You're gonna be looking at like, what's this? hmm They're running a business. And as you know, the companies really don't care about people. That's my opinion. They care about you as long as you're profitable and they need you. The minute they don't, wacko, lay off, bye bye. What's going to happen to you and your family is not a concern. So the same thing with the landlords, with the ones that own the properties. Yeah. So that's my take on that. Let me know what you all think. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share, and I'm out.